These are this afternoon's top stories. ZIZ represented at Caribbean Broadcasting Union's annual General Assembly. Unemployment in the Bahamas drops 12%, and Sri Lanka heads to the polls. Good afternoon. Welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Monday, 17th August 2015. I am Nisha David. In national news, ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation, ZBC, the national broadcasting station of St. Kitts Nevis, is being represented in Grenada at the Caribbean Broadcasting Union's Annual General Assembly. General Manager Clement Ogaro is in Grenada attending the 5-day event, which began this morning and was broadcast live on ZIZ Television Channel 5 and via the World Wide Web at www.zizonline.com. This morning's opening ceremony featured remarks by Grenada's Prime Minister, Right Honorable Dr. Keith Mitchell, and the CBU President, Shida Bolai. The opening ceremony was held at the Grenadian Byrex Resort, and tomorrow evening we'll see the CBU Broadcast Awards. The media must recognize the major role it plays in youth development in the Federation, so says former CARICOM Youth Ambassador Sonia Body, who believes that reporting more positive and less negative news is essential to the advancement of youth work in the Federation.
We want the media to recognize the role that our young persons are playing in St. Kitts and Nevis and to portray more positive work that is being done by our young persons, so other young persons could emulate them and see that they are doing something good. I can do that too. Because too often I think the media, we hear too much negative things, and we have a tendency to just gravitate to that. If there's a news article about something bad that's happened, we're quick to go and read it. But I think if we continue to promote positive work that is being done by young persons, we'll have more young persons coming on board and getting involved in youth development and youth empowerment.
According to Body, the media played a major role in disseminating information during her 2-year tenure as CARICOM Youth Ambassador, a post that she has recently relinquished. The 2015 Culturama Committee and the Culturama Secretariat, by extension, recorded appreciation to the participants of the recently held Nevis Culturama Festival when it hosted the annual prize-giving ceremony. Participants, their families and well-wishers witnessed the event, which was held on Saturday at the Cultural Village in Charlestown. Regionally in the Bahamas, unemployment stood at 15.7% when the last labor force survey was conducted back in November last year. That figure has changed, and officials in the Department of Statistics are now saying unemployment is down by more than 3%. ZNS's Cleopatra Murphy has more.
Unemployment has hit its lowest in years, with figures falling to 12% nationwide. That's according to the latest labor force survey by the Department of Statistics released on Friday. The number is down significantly from the 15.7% unemployment recorded in November 2014. The survey that measures 6 months references April 27th to May 3rd, 2015. Director of Statistics Kelsey Dorset says factors such as Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival, the IAAF World Relays, and Bahamar contributed to increased employment.
There would have been many persons who would have been engaged in making costumes and doing other preparatory work. Now we are quite aware that for some of those persons, they were second jobs, but apparently for quite a good number of them, this would have been persons who were not employed at the time.
The drop in unemployment comes despite a 1.4% increase in the labor force that totals 208,895 people compared to the previous 197,335. By island, unemployment on New Providence fell to 12%, on Grand Bahama 12.9%, and on Abaco 12.2%. Bearing in mind the special events, Dorset says unemployment could see an increase when the new survey is performed in November.
In Jamaica, the Finance Minister, Dr. Peter Phillips, has warned that there will be budget cuts this year to accommodate the new wage and benefits deal signed with several public sector unions last week. According to Dr. Phillips, the deal exceeds what the government initially budgeted, and so the budget cut is inevitable.
It good news in all of this is that ultimately we can see the results for the country of the sacrifices that have been made by the workers over the past contract year. Our debt is heading downwards as we committed to. We have maintained a balanced budget. We have increased capacity to paddle our own boat in the international marketplace. Employment is growing and unemployment is falling.
The full cost of the new wage deal has not been disclosed. However, the government had budgeted $160 billion for wages and salaries in the current 2015 or 2016 fiscal year. Internationally, voting has started in Sri Lanka's general election in a poll viewed as a referendum on the political future of its former president. The alliance that swept him from power is also seeking a stronger mandate for reforms as the nation elects a 225-member parliament. Al Jazeera has this report.
This district of Kurunegala in Sri Lanka's northwest has been making headlines throughout the parliamentary election campaign. And there's good reason why. The country's former president, Mahinda Rajapaksa, is campaigning to get back into parliament, get back into politics from this area. Now, the big question many people are asking is, given the expectations, how many people, how many potential voters are actually going to turn up at the ballot box? And observers are saying that could perhaps determine the results, particularly for the former president. Now, they're suggesting that if it's a voter turnout, an enthusiastic turnout like there was in January when the president was rejected by voters, that could spell the end of his political career. But if in fact there is an element of voter fatigue and many people stay away from the ballot box and just the loyal supporters turn up to vote, that could give him a much needed boost. Now, we can't access the polling centers here. They're being guarded by police. But what we're expecting is for voting to start early Monday morning and to continue throughout the day.
An Indonesian plane carrying 54 people disappeared during a short flight in bad weather on Sunday. People in a small Indonesian village said they saw it crash in a mountain. Charlie Degata reports.
This is the twin-prop Trigana Air Service plane that lost contact just 9 minutes before it was due to land. Anxious relatives came to the airport hoping for at least some information. In Jakarta, the head of civil aviation confirmed that residents reported seeing wreckage high on a mountainside. It was only about a 45-minute flight from Papua's provincial capital Jayapura to the city of Oksabil. The reported location of the crash is Tanggok Mountain in the Bintang mountain range. It's a remote region covered in a tangle of dense jungles, and a fierce storm brought high winds, heavy rain, and thick fog. Since the airline was founded in 1991, Trigana Air Service has logged 14 serious incidents and written off 10 aircraft. It appears to be another tragic example of the state of Indonesia's aviation industry.
Taking a look at the weather. Today will be partly sunny with periods of increased cloudiness and scattered showers, while tonight is expected to be fair to partly cloudy with isolated showers. Seas are moderate with heights up to 5 feet. Temperatures should peak to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. The Met Office says across the Leeward Islands and islands just further south, a weak low-level trough will move across the islands today, leading to a slight increase in instability and occasional increase in cloudiness with scattered showers. Sunset this evening is expected at 6:35 p.m., while sunrise tomorrow will be at 5:55 a.m. That brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. To join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nisha David.